Imagine standing before the ocean. Wave after wave crashes onto the shore, whether you deserve it or not, whether you've earned it or not. According to Anandamayi Ma's teachings, this is exactly how divine grace works. It pours forth at all times, without cause or reason. But here's what stops most of us from receiving it. We're holding our cups upside down. Anandamayi Ma, the Bengali saint known as the joy-permeated mother, lived from 1896 to 1982. She influenced thousands of people throughout her long life, from prime ministers to renowned saints to humble villagers. Yet what she taught about grace completely shattered conventional spiritual thinking. Ma taught there are two kinds of grace, with cause and without cause. The first comes as a result of your actions. This is the grace most spiritual traditions emphasize. Do the right practices, accumulate merit, perform good deeds, and grace will follow. But then Ma revealed something more profound, more radical. When it is understood that one cannot get anywhere by one's own effort, grace without cause or reason is received. From the state of utter helplessness, he lifts one up. Think about that. The very moment you realize your complete powerlessness, your absolute inability to force enlightenment through effort alone, that's when causeless grace enters. Ma used to say something that should shake us awake. Without cause or reason, his compassion, his grace, are pouring forth at every instant. Every single instant. Not when you meditate perfectly, not when you've completed a certain number of mantras, not when you finally become worthy. Right now, in this very moment as you listen to these words, grace is flowing like an endless waterfall. So why aren't we drenched in it? Ma explained that grace cannot enter because the receptacle is turned upside down. When one becomes receptive, one is able to receive grace. Picture a cup turned upside down in a rainstorm. The rain is falling abundantly, but the cup remains empty. The problem isn't the rain. The problem is the position of the cup. Now you might be thinking, wait, if grace is always flowing freely, why practice at all? Why meditate? Why pray? Why make any effort? This is where Ma's teaching becomes beautifully paradoxical. She taught that through sustained spiritual practice, one may be released from craving. The commands of the guru must be obeyed to become worthy of grace. But notice what she's really saying. Practice doesn't create grace. It creates receptivity. Practice doesn't earn God's love. It removes the obstacles blocking our awareness of a love that's already here. It's like cleaning a window. You're not creating the sunlight. The sunlight was always there. You're simply removing what blocks it from illuminating your room. One of Ma's close disciples was a French doctor who became Swami Vijayananda. He wrote about Ma's grace. It is a rare thing to obtain. One cannot gather it like a fruit from a tree. One has to become worthy of it. Once received, one has to learn to hold it, sustain it, and watch over it like a precious jewel. He spent 17 years in solitude in the Himalayas, and even after decades with Ma, he understood that grace could be lost in an unguarded moment, stolen by the demon of doubt. This teaches us something crucial. Grace is freely given, but we must remain open to receive it continuously. One moment of turning our attention back to worldliness, and like a frightened bird, it flies away. So how do we live this teaching? How do we turn our cups right side up? Ma believed there should be specific time, ideally in the morning and evening, carved out of the day to connect to God. An established practice ensures the flow of divine grace feeding all your thoughts. But she went further. She taught that life and religion are one. All everyday work should be done with sincerity, love, and devotion. Cooking, cleaning, working, all acts of devotion when done for God. This means grace isn't confined to your meditation cushion. It's available in the most ordinary moments. Washing dishes, talking to a friend, sitting in traffic. The question is, are you receptive? Here's what makes Ma's teaching so radical in a world obsessed with achievement and earning. You cannot earn what is already freely given. You cannot deserve what flows without reason. You cannot force what arrives through surrender. The entire spiritual marketplace tells us to do more, be more, achieve more. But Ma whispers a different truth. Become empty, become receptive, become helpless in the most beautiful way possible. She taught that nothing happens that is not an expression of God's grace. Verily, all is His grace. Even your suffering, even your doubts, even your feeling of separation. All grace, calling you home. As you go about your day today, try this. Instead of asking, "What can I do to earn grace?" ask, "What is blocking my receptivity to the grace that's already here?" Feel into that question. The answer might surprise you. Because right now, as you finish listening to these words, grace is pouring down on you like rain. The only question is, which way is your cup facing?